Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Dungeons and Dopamine. Ta-da!
Hi! Welcome to Dungeons and Dopamine, week 24.
24!
This is a special week.
It is the specialist.
Yes. Oh, and I'm Brie.
Oh, right. I'm Jess. We've done this. They know.
Hopefully you know.
Although, I think technically, we haven't talked about this at all, but if this goes into season 2, people might not know because they might start season 2 before they go to season 1,
That's
which actually
true.
might be advisable.
We're working out all the kinks. The technology issues are mostly taken care of.
Yes.
Yes. Mostly.
So, 24 is a special episode.
Yes.
Because my number of all numbers is 24. So much so that the universe gave me my kid on the 24th.
True story.
So, 24.
Yeah.
Woo,
Episode 24. We
Bestest.
thought it was time. Well, we wanted to do something different because it is 24. And we thought the unpopular opinion episode went really well, so we wanted to try something different with this episode. And we also realized you guys don't know that much about us, besides what we've said during the podcast and the topics that we've come up with.
And we've cut a lot of it out, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that you guys haven't heard, even though we feel like we've divulged it.
So, we're going to tell you a little bit more about each other on this episode. And then we have some more fun.
I made a TikTok today.
Good job.
And it was on my I made one for the whole podcasty thing. I also made one on my personal, and I was like, guys, look. I did not say look. I just did that now. What happens when I turn on this microphone?
It forces you. It's possessed, and it forces the user to say look.
And absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, whatever, Mike, you got it. So I said, look. This is the 24th episode, and that's a really big deal. But my topic is Brie. And we've been best friends since 4th grade, and I've known you since at least 2nd. We might have known each other earlier, but those years are weird.
I think probably in 1st grade, but
we don't really remember that.
I don't have a lot of memories.
Carly remembers 1st grade, but there's about the end of that.
Connor doesn't, and he's in it, so.
Fair. So I can't get this wrong, you guys. And then I said help. And then I ended.
That's awesome.
It's true, though. I can't get this wrong.
No. I mean,
friendship over.
I would be very disappointed if you did.
There was one wrong thing that I wanted to put in on purpose because it was something that I did wrong almost our whole lives. And it makes me laugh when I think about it.
Trying to think about what that could be.
It's at the very beginning, so I'll talk about it. So the other thing that I had a really hard time with during the, research, which wasn't research at all, I just literally wrote about you, was because a lot of what I know about you is because we were together.
Right.
Surprise, surprise. So every time I thought of something about you, I wanted to tell a story about it.
Same.
And I was like, no. That's not what we're doing. We're talking about her, not us. But I do still have a couple stories.
Well, good. I thought it was interesting. I had a hard time getting away from, the childhood stories.
Yep.
I basically wanted to tell all of our listeners every minute of your childhood. I don't know why. But it did bring up some really interesting memories that I had kind of forgotten about. So that was fantastic.
I considered pulling out old scrapbooks and old letters and stuff, and even our old notebooks, but I thought if I did that, we wouldn't end this episode.
And 3 days later.
It's our first 36-hour episode. No, it would be 48. It would be
72.
Dang. Yeah. We'd be so tired.
Yeah. Well, that would just make us funnier. At least that's what we used to think.
Oh, absolutely. It's not what we thought. It's what was true.
Absolutely.
Your microphone is possessed as well.
Mine requires me to say absolutely at least 16 times an episode. Otherwise, it refuses to work.
I get that. So I am going to write down next to your topic, me. And next to my topic, Brie.
Guess what I titled my notes for this episode?
Me and Brie?
Yes.
You're just going to talk about yourself.
I misunderstood the assignment. This is all about me.
I tricked you.
No, I titled it My Best Friend.
Aww. That's so much nicer than earlier when you said it was dumb.
I didn't say you were dumb. I agreed with you when you said you were dumb.
Really quickly and without remorse.
I still think the best part is I did it on accident.
I thought it was hilarious, but now I will never let it go.
And that's how the podcast ended.
Brie thinks I'm too dumb. And you're like, I never said that. And I was like, but you did not say it.
And then she flipped the table over and she left.
And I sat here for 30 minutes.
I sat here for 30 more minutes and she never came back, you guys. So again, now this is the Brie podcast.
Hi.
Dungeons and Dopamine.
Dopa-Bre.
Yes. Yes. Perfect.
I think the name of this episode should be Better Than Dungeons and Dopa-Bre.
Better Than Dopa-Bre. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Jessica.
This is going to be awkward. What do I do during this?
Sit there awkwardly and try not to make eye contact.
Anyway, I have no idea where you left off or what you were saying, but
Same.
I bet it was really good.
It was because it was about you.
Aww.
Oh, you had asked
You're going to
what...
ask me for money after this, aren't you?
Yes. Please support my Patreon. That's exactly how it worked. So, yeah, you are just going to have to sit there and listen while I tell all of your darkest secrets from childhood to now.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Jessica is, well, by the time this episode airs, Jessica will be 38 years old.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because her birthday is October 30th, which means it's coming up.
The day before Halloween. Did you know my mom had a choice?
What?
She had a C-section with me, and they said, would you like her to be born on Halloween? And she was like, no, I don't want her to have to deal with that. So I was not born on Halloween.
Your mom made the right choice.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm already destined to have been burned as a witch.
Because of the
witch's peak, as you so gently pointed out one episode.
Yes.
I just heard that the other day again and died.
Yep. You didn't know it was called that? I don't understand. So yes, Jessica was born on Devil's Night, as we referred to it when we were children.
Which is so much better.
Way better than being born on Halloween. She was born here in Muskegon, not in the house that her parents still live in, but her parents still live in the house that they brought her home to. Pretty much everybody in Muskegon was born at Hackley Hospital, so I assume that's where she was born, not in her house. Her mom did not, as she just said, her mom had a C-section. It was not at home.
My dad's a talented man.
He's a carpenter and a surgeon.
Hey, look, one is just like the other.
Same thing. You use a saw in both of them.
Exactly. So I'm missing the tip of my ear.
You didn't need that part anyway.
No.
You should have moved out of the way. Jessica has an older brother, but he is, 5-6 years older than you. So you guys weren't really like the hangout type, which was nice because I also have a brother that is 5 years older than me, which was strange. But it meant we were both basically only children, because by the time we were old enough to like be teenagers, both of our brothers were already out of the house for the most part, and we didn't have to grow up with that sibling situation. She is very close with her parents. She probably would consider her mom one of her best friends still, and it was very lame in school, but I guess it worked out. Her parents are great. They are pretty much where her witty sense of humor comes from. So if you have ever been insulted by Jessica and then told that she loves you all in the same sentence, that comes from her mom, who is also very witty and let me basically live my life at her house when we were children, but also invited me to play in traffic sometimes.
Out of love.
Out of love. If they're not making fun of you, they don't love you. That's just the way it is.
I mean, that's actually pretty true. I've never thought of it that way. But once we stop that, you're kind of dead to us.
Yeah. That's how you know you're part of the family, when they invite you to play in traffic. Or threaten to feed you creamed corn every time you come over.
Do you still hate creamed corn?
I do still hate creamed corn.
That's just weird.
It is weird. Because there's absolutely no reason. Except for the texture.
Because of my mom.
Now it is only because of Carla.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
You ruined my creamed corn forever. Jessica played basketball in elementary school, but beyond that, both of us pretty much avoided sports as much as we possibly could. So there were no other sports in her life. She was in choir in middle school, but I think that was mostly because it was the only option, because really what she was waiting for was theater. And we were, I think, the first middle school class in our school that was able to have like a mini theater program. So Jessica Jessica's not currently in theater.
I've thought about it, though.
You should.
Maybe
because
not now with the podcast, but
you were very great at it and very passionate about it. And I think you did theater every year from 8th grade until we graduated. Some form of it.
Yes.
Intro to theater, theater 2, theater 3.
When I was a freshman, I didn't do theater in high school, but I did do it at church.
Okay,
which
right.
counts, in my opinion.
Absolutely. In a different timeline, Jessica probably would have been a marine biologist and also an Olympic award-winning diver. But she did not move away to Florida when she graduated. And even though she's super, super smart, she also has ADHD and went undiagnosed for most of her life. So school kind of lost its luster pretty early on. And both of us were really just happy to graduate, to be honest.
I'm lucky I didn't get kicked out my senior year.
Yeah.
Mom, plug your ears. I skipped so much school my senior year.
We were both lucky to graduate our senior years.
And then in community college, if we ran into each other, we'd leave and go shopping.
Or just sit in the lunchroom and skip all of our classes. Jessica used to leave college to nap in her car.
I did.
She would say it was in between classes, but she would never actually make it to the next class. We also dropped out of college pretty early. But we're doing this, so dreams come true.
Exactly.
Because, again, we have been talking about the optimistic and sometimes pessimistic optimist show since probably 4th grade. So we made dreams come true by having a podcast.
Exactly.
I also feel like you were always destined to be a writer. I don't think you ever stated that you wanted to be a writer, and I don't think like novelist was in your future, but you were always involved, like I said, in theater. Sometimes you would write your own skits. We did the high school newspaper together, so you did some journalism for a while. There were songs and monologues that I know you made up, and obviously now you write D&D and you write for this podcast. And so again, dream achieved. You're doing great.
Oh, thanks. You're totally going to ask me for money.
Yes. Jess, the thing I love most about...
Me too.
Mm-hmm. The thing I love most about Jessica is that she is passionate, and if she loves someone or something, she basically loves it forever, whether that is from childhood killer whales, dolphins, Lord of the Rings, Disney, all of those things she still loves, but she also does it with people. So if Jessica has invited you into her life and loves you, she will love you forever, which is amazing. But you should also know that she will murder someone for you because I don't know if you've ever seen Jessica mad, but it is terrifying, and I would do my best not to ever make her angry. But because she loves so fiercely, we know that she will love us forever.
I'm gonna cry.
Her passion, I do want to say, is also the only reason this podcast exists, because if she was not passionate about it and basically forced me into it and then obsessed over it and takes care of every other little piece of it, it probably would not. No, I know it would not exist because I don't have the energy or the passion that she does, and I appreciate her very much.
That's good, because sometimes I feel like I'm annoying you, and I can't bring myself to be concerned about the fact that I'm annoying you because it needs to get done.
Let's see, what else? Jessica is the type of person that will befriend just about everybody and will find something in common with pretty much everyone she meets, and will then somehow convince them that they are her best friend or her soulmate. I don't know how many people that I have met that say Jessica's their best friend or their soulmate or Jessica squared or whatever it is. She just has this amazing ability that she makes people love her and think that they're her soulmate, but they're not her soulmate because her husband is her soulmate. And that has been undoubtedly true since the minute they reconnected when he came back to town in 2010-ish. Sounds right?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Because that's, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't have her because Ryan will have her forever. And it's a little gross when they're together because they literally finish each other's sentences. I'm kind of convinced they actually can talk telepathically. So they try to cover it by like pretending to text each other or finishing each other's sentences. It's gross, you guys. They've been married 10 years, and I know that because we got married the same year, which is amazing. They have a beautiful daughter who is 7, and I always remember that because we also had babies the same year.
That's so weird.
I promise we didn't plan that, you guys. It just worked out that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
True.
Oh, and the funny thing is, you told me you were pregnant the day I was revealing to my family that Carly was going to be a girl.
Really? Aw. See? We didn't even plan it.
Nothing.
Just best friends forever. That's the other reason you can't have Jessica, because she already has a soulmate and a best friend, you guys.
I was going to say it's a good thing you're not the jealous type, because I do acquire a lot of best friends.
My favorite moment in the past year, okay, not my favorite moment, but one of my favorite Jessica moments, I was actually out without her. I was with my husband at a birthday party for a 90-year-old grandma. And I sat down at a table where I knew nobody except my husband and the grandson of grandma. And I looked at the guy next to me and I said, "Wait, you're my best friend's best friend." And he said, "You know Jessica?"
That's good. And he loves Lord of the Rings, and that's why I decided we were besties.
See?
And then he showed me cool tricks that he can do with his vape.
That's all it takes, you guys.
I'm
best friends forever.
I was gonna say I'm easy, and then realized how that sounded.
Yeah, that's probably not something you want to announce on a podcast.
I don't know if you have this in your notes, but I also tend to have a very simple mind in like a naive almost way.
Yes.
So a sentence like, I'm very easy, doesn't register as wrong. Hitting on the guy by accident at the Kids Bop concert. Wrong? But I didn't know until I was about to say it.
Her innocent act is not an act, you guys. I have known her all these years, and that's just her. Her mind does not go there. Her mind does, apparently now it jumps to creepy stuff, which is kind of a new development. But she has just always been happy and innocent and bubbly and friendly, and she's pretty much the best.
Aww.
She loves animals. She has 3 dogs and a cat right now, but she has always had dogs and cats her entire life.
The cat might not make it till tomorrow.
Well, you did save it from the interior wall of your house, so I think you have to keep it now.
It's a requirement.
Those were the important things. Oh, I believe Jessica will end up in either the Parade of Homes or on HGTV someday, but it'll be something like, she'll like go into a house and make one room like quirky for them, like video game themed, or they'll have, if they need like a podcasting room or a she shed, Jessica would be the type of person that could go in and design the most amazing room that you had never even considered.
I think my slogan would be, all right, it's time to bring out your inner nerd. And that would be the slogan on all the t-shirts.
I like it.
And
see,
that's what I
you
want.
already, she already has this planned, you guys. Don't let her fool you. And one time when Jessica was little, she gave herself a black eye by bashing her head into her knee, but she told everybody that it was caused by a bear. So if Jessica ever told you that she got a black eye from a bear, she was lying to you.
That is a blatant lie. I'm telling Ryan right now, telepathically, that you are a liar.
He's gonna set your car on fire.
Then I have to kill him because he hurt you.
See?
This is a conundrum I could not handle.
Ryan and I can never fight.
No. You guys could team up against me, but that's the... nothing. You can't team... You can't fight.
No fighting.
No fighting. So, that was so nice. Thank you. Now let's talk about you.
I went the opposite direction. Here's a list of awful things about Brie.
Let me tell you everything she's ever done that made me mad.
I've been keeping track since 4th grade.
Just waiting for this opportunity.
This is the secret notebook.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's a fun thing to say.
Oh, yes.
So, we have, since what, middle school? Or was it high school?
I think it was a high school thing.
We've been writing back and forth to each other in notebooks. I think we have 4. Probably one for each year.
Mm-hmm.
And we just pass it back and forth to each other instead of writing cute letters that you fold up into like little cutesy whatever
envelopes and stuff to pass to your friends in class. We would just pass an entire notebook.
It was beautiful.
It was. And we decorated
still have
it.
them.
And Jessica stores them in her house.
Someday I'll break them out.
That'll be a Patreon episode.
Yes. There's so much in those. I almost brought them out to talk about this, but Brie Dobbin was born June 5th at 11 p.m. on the dot.
On the dot.
You are not allowed to say happy birthday to her until 11 p.m. on the dot. Even her birthday cards must be scribbled out. I have only missed this twice. Once was because my phone was updating.
Stupid
which was
phone.
I should
my
have sued
whole
Verizon.
birthday.
And then the second time was the first year we had our babies.
Which is fair.
I think I messaged you like 8 and I was like, hey, look, I'm sorry. I don't know your schedule, but like, I'm going to bed.
I'm not going to make it that long.
And then otherwise, I think I've made it at least only a minute late. Because like texting,
Well, yeah.
I might have been a little slow or something. But now I'm pretty much on the ball. And this will continue for the rest of your life.
All of my life.
Even if I die before you.
I'm really excited to see what you set up for that.
No, you're
Please
not.
don't
Trust
die.
me. It's it's pretty gruesome.
What was the motive behind you murdering your podcast partner? She said she was going to still say happy birthday to me.
It's gross. She writes it in blood on my walls.
I'd still be excited. But look, Jessica's here. And at 11. She's so sweet.
So the thing I wanted to put in here that is incorrect is that I used to say your birthday was on June 4th. Always. Like, I got it wrong almost our entire childhood.
You're not the only person.
I wonder why.
My dad also thinks my birthday is on June 4th.
Then I'm in good company. You do, fun fact, share a birthday with Brandon Ferris.
I do.
Which we've talked about before, but it's still a
important.
good fact. It is. Brandon, we know you're listening.
Obviously. What else could you possibly have to do?
You're like super busy with children and life and a whole brand and stuff.
No.
So, in her childhood, Bree Dobbin spent a lot of time with her mom, her grandparents, her dad, and her stepmom. She has 3 step-siblings.
Yes.
And I almost said 2.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't claim one of them.
Right. And then you also have 3 sibling in-laws now.
Yes,
I don't think.
I do.
Well, is Sam married? That would be
she
4.
is, yes.
Okay, sorry, Sam. So you have 4
I do.
in-laws. I still think of her as little 10-year-old Sam. So
I'm
it's
still not
so hard
sure
to wrap it around.
how old she is because I'm sure she's still 19
Exactly.
and will be forever.
Forever. Mm-hmm. When she was a kid, she collected trolls. She always loved to read. She did really well in school and didn't have to study very often. And under that, I wrote jerk.
I still have all my trolls, by the way.
Do you?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my heart wants to see them. My eyes want to see them for my heart. She also had the coolest Polly Pocket set in existence.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Dad and Alice bought me that. It was amazing.
Yes. I know we used to bring it out a lot when I was over at your dad's.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we played on the computer, that Nickelodeon thing.
Yeah. Oh, it was like a Nickelodeon video maker or something.
We would turn voices into like slow and fast. I remember Bill Clinton.
Yep.
And he said, I can't do this alone. And we thought that when it was fast, it was hilarious. I can't do this alone.
I completely forgot about that. Thank you so much.
There's so much in here. She loves animals, especially dogs. Her first dog was Fred, and she drove around with his collar in her car all through high school.
I forgot that. I still have that too.
Do you really? The next dog is Gemma. There might have been dogs in between, but
They didn't count.
Yeah, no. And then Chrissy,
Oh,
who
Chrissy.
was possibly possessed.
Absolutely. 100%.
I loved Chrissy.
I mean, in her defense, she did get hit by a car as a puppy, so she was pretty cranky about life.
Something got rattled loose. Didn't we just talk about serial killers and they get hit on the head? And,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
She's had a few cats growing up, but is allergic. Or was allergic? She's super allergic to bunnies. They try to kill her.
True.
She has horrible asthma and has been to the hospital many times for it. She's had stitches. I was on the phone with her when she got, not when she got the stitches, but when she got the wound that required the stitches.
Mm-hmm.
And weirdly enough, it was not very long after I had had stitches in almost the exact same place.
I forgot that too. Your memory is so much better than mine.
There's something in here about your memory.
Ooh.
Have you broken your arm?
Technically, no.
Okay.
I fractured my elbow.
I have in here that you had a broken arm, and then question mark, because I couldn't, like, it didn't seem right, but it also didn't seem wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm just remembering that you broke your ankle once.
I did,
Mm-hmm.
and I've sprained it several times.
Yes.
She moved out pretty much after graduation.
Mm-hmm.
She has worked a great deal of jobs. She ended up in a... I'm going to read this how I wrote it. Worked many jobs until falling in at a furniture place I can't remember, but isn't how met.
True. Mostly because Helmet is not a furniture place. But it was Herman Miller.
It's an H word.
Yes.
I knew it was an H word. It was there that you met some friends who totally changed your life.
Absolutely.
And
I kept them too.
you did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big thing. And now I also have kept them. Some of them.
Because I force all of my friends to be friends with each other.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
She donated a kidney to a friend, which I think we get into in depth in some episodes before this.
Mm-hmm.
She, at one point in her life, after the kidney, sold the rest of her belongings, but not her organs, and traveled.
Because they wouldn't let me.
It's like need them or something.
Jerks.
She traveled across the country in a van with her dog Jackson.
Yes.
He was a good boy.
He was a good boy.
Mostly.
Mm-hmm.
She came home and ran into her husband. She wasn't married yet to him or to anyone. And she proposed to him, and he accepted, and they had a baby. They also have 3 dogs and 3 or 4 cats.
3 cats.
Okay, I couldn't remember how many. One of them matters.
Yes.
The rest of them are chopped liver. And
The other 2 are okay.
I lose count of your chickens. Do you have 4?
Right now we have 3.
Okay.
We have 3 chickens, 3 cats, 3 dogs, and 3 humans.
That is very weird.
Yes.
But very you. That's
Yep.
so on track for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, she has a lot of friends. She's kept a lot of friends through childhood. She loves dogs and pretty much all animals, especially if they're broken, which I think I've already said, but that's worth saying twice.
Yes.
When I think about her, I think of the color orange, and that is because, one, she loves the color orange, but she also exudes orange energy. It's like bright and fun, like her.
Aw.
I'm gonna cry.
Jessica likes me.
Did you mention in mine that I'm the weepiest weeper ever?
I did not, but I should have.
Because I almost cried several times so far.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a baby. She likes video games but doesn't play them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She likes shows and movies but struggles to keep attention on them. She had a huge ER phase.
Oh,
but she called
huge
it
ER face. I still love her.
She had a huge wrestling phase, including a huge hatred of Scott Hall, and that was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
She had an Invader Zim phase.
Yep.
She had a cat named Gurr.
Aw.
She loves Lord of the Rings, Ninja Turtles, Legos. She had a Lego watch that she wore for many years.
I also still have that. It doesn't work anymore, but I do still own it.
It was from your dad, and you were so excited when you got it. She had a great collection of nerd shirts in high school. She also wore mittens on the regular and had arms full of rubber band bracelets. A lot of Friday nights as a teenager were spent in the high school parking lot eating pepperoni and drinking Mountain Dew and Pixie Sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Or skating at the local skating rink, being tormented by myself and our other friend Jody. Hi, Jody. Because we're evil.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not making fun of you, we don't love you.
Exactly. Jessica was there for all of those things, by the way.
And more. Local band shows.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those.
Lots of those.
And a lot of nights just driving around. But she wasn't bad. We didn't do bad things.
We were the goodest.
We were.
Besides the skipping school thing. But we were still really good at that, too.
We were, yeah. We did fine in school.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Also, it was almost 20 years ago. So
yeah,
it's
I do
super
dream
fine.
a lot that I have to go back and redo school.
Oh, that's awful. Like
You're all
Billy
with me.
Madison style.
Yeah. No, it's like our whole grade. They had to go back because something went wrong.
That's the worst recurring dream
Seriously.
ever.
And how could... No, anyway. She loves snorks, Care Bears, flamingos, giraffes, flamingos, because apparently once isn't enough.
I mean,
Seals, sushi, roller coasters, Mickey Mouse. I don't know if you still love Mickey.
do.
Okay. She likes to travel.
I totally meant to mention the roller coaster thing as well for you, Jessica.
We're
roller coaster buddies.
Yeah. She likes to travel, but by the end of the traveling, she's so ready to come home and like curl up in a blanket in her house. She's my pickle friend.
Everybody needs one pickle friend.
It's true. So if I'm out with her, she gets my pickle. Unless Carly is there and wants the pickle.
Which I can't fault you on that because I love... Actually, Connor doesn't like pickles.
He's going to be... Carly's going to be his pickle friend.
Full circle, guys.
This
Full
is amazing.
circle.
She used to scrapbook.
She
made me a scrapbook once. And she has a good memory for random details and people, but like not much else.
Yep. I will 100% forget what I am supposed to do, even if I told you that I will do it. But I will totally remember your name, even though we only had one class together in high school 20 years ago.
Or like a boy that had a crush on me, and she'd be like, "Hey, do you remember Devin Johnson?" And I'm like, "Who's that?"
Vaguely.
Grab a yearbook. And then she'll tell me a story about him. Mm-hmm. And that's free.
I missed a thing I was going to say about you.
Oh dear.
I completely skipped over your like current life, besides the fact that you're married and have a adorable daughter.
I skimmed through all of yours.
Jessica also now has a lot of jobs.
Yeah, what have you done to me?
Well, I figured out how it all fits together. So Jessica is my social media person for basically my entire life now. She's doing all of my social media marketing for my real estate. She does all of our social media and everything for the podcast. She also does some social media for her real job, her day job. And I kind of feel like social media marketing is the perfect job for you, because it's kind of like interior decorating and telling stories at the same time, because you're making really pretty posts and things, and also you have to basically write them or storyboard them. So thanks again, because I would be lost without you, but also good job making all of your dreams come true.
Thanks. Now I just need to be a millionaire, and then I'm happy.
Yeah. Small detail.
Just
We're almost
one
there.
thing.
We're
Yeah.
almost there, guys.
It's like a step away.
I brought a Mad Lib book.
Yes.
Jessica
you
and I
did.
used to do a lot of Mad Libs.
That is something we should have mentioned.
And I have chosen a couple, and I'm going to let you choose which one we do.
All right.
But I marked the ones that I thought would be appropriate for us. So we can do promos,
Okay.
campfire stories,
Oh dear.
but there's probably going to be a raccoon involved.
And a toaster.
Oh, it's a toaster. A political speech,
Oh boy.
an advertisement,
Okay.
speaking of speaking, or a commercial message from the sponsor.
That one.
All right.
ready.
So, a commercial message from the sponsor.
Okay.
Jessica, please give me 3 adjectives.
Beautiful. Loud. Sensitive.
Jessica just explained herself. I'm just going to put in 24 for the number. I'm going to put in Mountain Dew for the liquid, because this is just like high school. I'm going to pick smelly for an adjective. Give me a toothpaste brand.
I guess we'll just go Colgate. That's the best I can think of. I wanted to do something ridiculous, but I got nothing.
There are no ridiculous toothpaste brands. Another adjective.
Green.
Could cover lots of things.
Exactly.
Is it environmentally
I
green?
just looked out and saw grass.
Green, like it's new. All right. Another adjective.
Cold.
Cold. And one more adjective. Hard.
Perfect.
A noun.
Toaster.
Toaster. Always toaster.
Always.
Another adjective.
This is a very adjective heavy one.
This is a very adjective heavy.
Sparkly.
Ooh. Sparkly. A plural noun.
Dogs. Because my dogs are always trying to ruin the podcast.
They hate us.
They do.
Or love us. Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Color.
Purple.
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 And one more noun.
Light bulb.
All right. Are you ready for a commercial message from the sponsor?
I'm so ready.
All right. Friends, have you noticed that your teeth are beginning to look beautiful and loud? That's because you've been using the wrong toothpaste. Chomp toothpaste will make your teeth sensitive after only 24 brushings. That's because Chomp toothpaste contains hexachlora Mountain Dew, a secret ingredient known to your smelly druggist as Colgate. Chomp attacks the green acid in your mouth and leaves your breath cold and hard. It will make your toaster feel sparkly and will also stimulate your dogs. Always keep the familiar purple tube of Chomp handy in your light bulb. And now, back to our program.
I hate everything about that.
Sorry about stimulating your dogs.
Well, it's no wonder they move so much while we're recording.
Right.
We could have done better with that Mad Lib.
Yeah.
But I'm not disappointed.
No.
In high school and middle school and elementary school, we loved Mad Libs. We still have weird sayings from Mad Libs.
I think either you or I still have some of the original Mad Lib books.
I bet they're not.
I feel like one was
now.
Casper. Why has Casper come up twice today?
Well, we sang a song.
We did that once too.
It was bad. Casper the friendly ghost, the friendliest ghost we eat on toast. At the end of episode 20.
Yay. I love us. I don't know why I had a Casper Mad Lib book as a child, but I know that I did now.
I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, now that you said it, I'm like, yeah, we definitely did that.
Yep.
So, we are, as a podcast, I think I already kind of brought this up, making a few changes.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too exciting, but our episodes are going to run just a little shorter now, which will be nice for everyone as far as it'll be easier to listen, it'll be easier to research, and it'll be way easier to edit.
I don't know if it's going to be good. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be easier to research because now I feel like I'm going to have to cut myself off.
Now you're going to have to tell the details and only the details.
Yes. So part of that, I have actually started a blog on Medium, which is my personal blog, but I'm going to be putting my notes and sometimes Jessica's notes of our episodes on this blog. So if I run out of time on the podcast, there will just be extra information in the blog post.
It'll be perfect. That way, then you can use your personal anecdotes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on there, and then the podcast just okay, here's my details.
McDetails. I thought you were gonna say McDuck. I don't know.
Scrooge.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
We haven't even watched DuckTales in a while.
Ooh.
It's like you live in my house.
So, all of that being said, we have been around each other a very long time.
Over 20 years. It's
It's
really been over 30 years now.
it's wild.
Mm-hmm. Probably about 30 years.
Yeah, probably about
Because
there.
if we're both 37 right this second,
Right this second.
and our children are 7 in 1st and 2nd grade, then yeah, we have been friends for 30 years.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know how to process that.
I'm going to need new friends now.
Sorry.
Now that I put a number on this, I feel like you've overstayed your welcome.
I have put way too much work into this.
Which is a total lie because I also still keep Jody around. And her
Exactly.
and I have been friends for 32 years now.
Yeah, you're stuck with all of us. I think that's it. Like, we're just stuck here. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about us.
Mm-hmm. We are the Dungeons and Dopamine podcast.
You can listen to us anywhere you stream podcasts and on YouTube.
You can support us on Patreon now. Patreon?
Patreon.
At www.patreon.com/Dungeons Dopamine.
I think it's backslash. Or is it a /?
I don't know the difference.
One goes one way, the other goes the other. I said it in episode 20, but I accidentally said backsplash.
Which is even better.
Well, regardless, you can find us there.
Yeah.
And the important part is that you don't put Dungeons and Dopamine. It's just Dungeons Dopamine, or you will be supporting the British D&D players.
I mean, they're probably great,
I assume so.
but it wouldn't be us.
Right. Start here. You can find us on most social medias. We are active on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Insta, and we have a Reddit. We just aren't usually using it, but if someone showed up, we would.
Mm-hmm. You can also reach out to us on any of that social media or at dungeonsdopamine@yahoo.com.
Dungeons and Dopamine is edited and published by Argyle Pigeon Productions, who are really excited that we're going to cut this down a little bit.
You are love us so much.
So much. All right.
All right.
And we love you.
And thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.